you just hit the graph button on the top right. But right now you're going to hit second and then the stat plot, which is the y equals. Guys, if at any point you miss something I say, just stop me, okay?
Where's the y equals?
It's right here in the top left. Okay, so you're going to hit enter on the first one. We're going to turn this plot on. Your newer calculator might look a little different than mine. You want, the first thing just asks you what kind of type you want. Do you want it to look like a bar graph? Do you want it to look like a stem and leaf plot, not a stem and leaf plot, a box and whisker plot? Do you want it to be a line graph? We just want it to be dots, so I just picked the first one. My X list is L1, my Y list is L2. That just says what kind of mark you want. And then that's all we need. And then we have to decide an appropriate range for this. So we're going to go to Window. Everybody have this screen looking like mine? Anybody have a new calculator problem I need to talk about? Okay, so go to Window. Now, on our X values, let's look at our X values again. What's our lowest X value? 0.8. So I'm going to start at 0 for X and go to, what's my highest X value? 5.9. So maybe we'll make it like, I don't know, 6 maximum or 6.5 maximum. For the Y minimum, let's see, my low point is like 250 or something. Is that right? So let's make the low minimum 200. The maximum, my highest one is 1,180. So maybe 1,250. So that's what I decided for my window. I'm just looking at the data and trying to pick something that's a little below and a little bit above everything I have. And then if you hit graph, you should end up with like a scatter plot graphed on your calculator. It says error. What kind of error? You said something in your y equals. Anybody else having a problem? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to graph our line right on it. So you can kind of imagine what you would think that this line would end up looking like, kind of just right through the center, right? In that diagonal kind of way. So we're going to try it. Go to y equals. You see how it says my plot is on? That means that that means I'm graphing stat stuff. So for example, David, I think you're the only one this affects, or anybody who is currently in a math class. Anybody else in a math class that's not my math class? So if you're using your graphing calculator for anything else, you have to turn the plot 1 off to be able to graph it. Same thing, by the way, if you're doing like a hypothesis test. Here's how you do it. Everybody look up. You just go up to this plot 1, just hit enter and turn it off. Yes?
I'm never like close to the graph.
Did you hit graph? That's not the right window. 100. Oh, your X max is 9.94. 6.5, I think is what we had. Hit graph again. All right, so now we're going to try putting in that line that we just got, which was 166.7 or 0.9 x plus 115.7. The x is next to the alpha button. This is the one that says xt theta n. No, you type it in.
Right after you're on the graph, what do you press?
You press y equals to get back to being able to type in a function. And you guys know that I'm just getting this from here, right? Are we all good? And then you hit graph again. It draws in that line of best fit. into the scatter plot. So that's basically what we just did. We just had a whole bunch of points that were like a scatter plot, and then we used the calculator to find a line of best fit. That make sense to you guys? Okay. Are you where I am, Krista? Okay. All right, second page. All right, now there's actually an equation to a regression line if you did this by hand. So what we're about to do is we're going to do an equation of a regression line the exact same way, only this time we're going to do it by hand, and we're going to do the exact same data. Whoop. Please work. Pretty please. Okay. So, M, so if you have y equals mx plus b, M is n times the summation of x, y minus, does this look familiar, this kind of formula? Summation of x's, summation of y's, all divided by n summation of x squared minus the summation of x, and then you square all of those. And b is the summation of y's divided by n minus m times the summation of x's divided by n. Again, this is just a tedious, long process, and in your homework, you will have to do one of them. Okay? So let's get it done. First thing we're going to do, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the first one, so I'm just going to fill in all of that data. All right, so in my chart below, you need that a little longer? All right. I'm going to start just saying it out loud a little bit. Got x is 1.7, 1.2, 2.5, 2.8, 3.6, 2.2, 0.8, 1.5, 2.4, 5.9. And the y values were 552.6, 462.3, 475.4, 374.3, 748.5, 400.9, 253, 318.6, 496.8, 1,180.6.